You're about to listen to the Brand Experience Podcast with your host, Fred Ranger. Hello and welcome to the Brand Experience Podcast. My name is Fred Ranger and I am so happy that you're spending a couple minutes with me to talk about brand marketing and where this whole thing is going. So today, a slightly different angle to the podcast. As someone who hired a lot of people in the past and currently and apparently in the future, I now have a perspective on how to hire the right people. I'm not saying I've always hired the right people. I have some examples of very, very bad choices I've made in the past. And some of the best choices I've made were people that, seemed a bit off in terms of the job description, in terms of the pedigree or their actual academic accomplishments. But man, most of the people that I hired that are still with me today, that I'm actually rehiring where I work today at Stingray, are people that truly showed me that they could add value to any conversation, any meetings, any projects, or any big goal. And I think this is the new perspective on hiring the right people that I want to bring tonight on this podcast, is that if you want to build a marketing team, or if you're joining a marketing team, there's only one thing that will drive people, and it's the passion. It's the big goal. It's not to show up every morning and to build a Facebook campaign. Nobody cares about building a Facebook campaign. People care about three things in my book. The first one is having impact. So having impact can come in various ways. The first one is definitely showing ROI and helping reach the KPIs. But you know what? Bullshit on that. At the end of the day, having impact is about changing the course of a normal situation. Normal situation would be, we do our marketing campaigns, everything goes well, everybody's happy, everybody's patting in the back, but we're not changing the course of history. If you are contributing to a bigger goal, and that's my second point, if people are feeling that they're contributing to more than just a team effort or more than just their own little contribution and, getting their checks every 2 weeks, this will motivate people. This will bring a whole new perspective on your team. And the third point why I think people are literally joining teams and leaving teams is the team spirit. And this seems very, very cliche and, very one team, one dream type thing. But I truly believe that if you are a part of a community that's looking at a bigger goal, looking at a North Star, there might be different ways to get to the North Star. But if you are all looking in the same direction, if you are part of a group of people that's there for each other, that's going to support each other, you are going to accomplish anything and everything you want in life. And this goes not just for organizations, but I truly believe that this is also the case for families and for friends. If you are, just roaming around and smoking your joint and having fun, that's great. That's good for you. But if you are actually there to support each other and also to, help your friends reach their goals, then it becomes, you create a real bond and you create something very unique, something you will remember. It brings me to a point that Gary Vaynerchuk made a couple years ago when he said that he wanted to leave a legacy versus having impact. And I truly, finally think I understand what he meant, because I now feel this way. It is a feeling of wanting to give back. It is a feeling of wanting to surround yourself with smarter people than you so you can actually continue to grow. It is also a way for you to teach other people how to grow and to, give them all your tips and tricks where you failed, where you succeeded, because you're not as interested in having impact than actually leaving a legacy. So I think this is something that is very important to understand when you are hiring people, because most of the people, they want to have impact and they're all driven by different things. So reverse engineering how they think, what they're driven by, and what type of impact you're looking for will make you a better manager and a better employer. Millennials, we've heard anything and everything about millennials. Some people say they're lazy. Some people say that they want to, be directors and VP before even starting to work on the job. All these things are true. But you know what? I think they're one of the smartest and one of the cleverest. Is that even a word? I don't think so. But the most clever out there, because you know what? They have the ability to have all the information in the world on their fingertips, but also being able to form their own decision and to actually build companies off of ideas that they see on the internet. Guys, there's no turning back. This is the generation of digital natives, and it's also a generation that doesn't understand why you should actually wait for something and why you should actually be told what to do, because you know what? The information is readily available. There's no way they can argue anymore with somebody else because the information is available, and the truth is lying somewhere on one of the YouTube videos they saw, one of the Wikipedia article they read, and I say they, but you know what? I'm including myself in there. Even if I'm, more of a xennial, I think that's, kind of a X and Z, whatever. At the end of the day, if you want to hire the right people, you are going to see a lot of millennials in front of you. And again, it's more interesting to ask them questions about what they think they can bring to the table, what is the added value, what type of impact they want to have in the world, or in their personal lives, or in their business life or corporate life. If someone is able to articulate that impact that they're trying to have, if someone is able to articulate the value that they're going to bring to the table, that means a lot of things. That means that they've learned about your company. That means that they are interested in growing within a team because they're telling you how they're going to add value to that team. That is worth way, way, way more than the manager position they had at McDonald's. I'm not saying that this is not important. It actually forms the person that you're seeing in front of you, but it is so important to ask these questions about, what would they do if, and what type of value they would bring in that type of projects or in that types of mission that you're giving them and that type of objectives that the company has put in place. So that's it, guys. That's my thought for tonight. We are Sunday, and it is actually 10:11 p.m. If you want to continue the conversation, we're Sunday, September 9th, by the way. So it's been a long time since I've podcast, but I should do that more often. Maybe a daily thing would be nice for me. It would add some discipline, and it would force me to interact more with you guys, because I do love the interaction that happens before, after, and during even sometimes the shows that I'm recording. So if you want to follow the conversation, please go to Twitter at Fred Ranger, and you can ask me questions there. If you are interested in seeing my photography work, you can head on to Instagram.com/Fred Ranger. And if you want to see all the stuff that I'm talking about, then that I'm preaching on all of these platforms, you can definitely go to fredranger.com and hit me up there. I've been Fred Ranger. Please never forget that it's always all about the experience. Cheers.